is time for us to deploy the plastic bag of chat to scoop up some dog eggs of debate from the pavements of Conversation Street. I don't know. Whatever it was.
Now, actually, despite the incredible snazziness of those graphics, we don't actually have time for traditional Conversation Street this week.
No, we don't. Because we are engaged, as we said, in important documentary-making work.
We are, which is why I would like to talk about body-coloured bumpers.
I think you should.
Yes, I will, because in the old days, if you were driving up the motorway and a car came up behind you and they had bumpers the same colour as the car, and you only had black plastic bumpers, you knew you had to get out of the way.
Yeah, they were better than you.
Yeah, they were better than you because of that.
OK, what if you were driving up the motorway, looked in the rearview mirror, OK, and you saw the car behind had head restraints?
Honestly, head restraints, I used to look at those in the way people these days look at super yachts. They were simply unattainable. I mean, you could not have.
These were the symbols of rank. I mean, if you had a sunroof, you were an emperor.
What if it was an electric sunroof?
Oh, my God! You were probably from space. You were a space emperor.
Let me see if I can explain this in a language people under 40 understand, OK? It's the same as going for a job, OK? And your boss saying, we're going to give you a pay cut, but we're going to give you a phone. OK? And this phone you can use to make calls. And then, if you work really hard for a couple of years, we'll give you an iPhone L. And you can use that to make texts as well. And then if you stay with us for 30 years and you never put a foot wrong, you can have an iPhone GXL. Because that's what... I mean, I have no idea which one this is. I mean, is it a 7, an 8, a 9? I don't know.
No, you don't know. But the thing is, under 1970s rules, you would have known because that would have had a great big chrome GXL badge on.
Yes, and a chrome strip around the outside and fog lights here.
Yeah, exactly.
They were the badges of rank and everybody could see them, and that was the world we lived in. Now it's time to order some donuts of debate from the Chat Cafe on Conversation Street.
Right, good. Now, you know the BMW Z4?
Yes.
The only car, incidentally, designed on the interior and the exterior by women, OK?
Yeah.
Well, they're dropping it and replacing it with this. This has been designed by a man, so...
And where are you going with this one, Jeremy?
So it won't be able to take its jumper off by folding its arms.
What?
What are you on about?
Men can't take their jumpers off like women do. They're crossing their arms.
What?
I can do that.
Well, you're not a man.
Oh, right.
Well, I take my jumper off. That's how you take a jumper off, like that.
You, how do you know? You just wait for the paramedics to come along, cut it off after your accident.
That's how you take a jumper off. I don't know what you're talking about.
Take your jumper off. Just take your jumper off. Watch this. How do you take it off? There you see, like a man. Many women want to take their jumper... Oh, no, we can't do that. Seriously, do women, you know what I'm on about? Women cross... If I tried to do that, I'd dislocate my shoulder.
Thank you for that nonsense, Jeremy. Can we maybe get back to the BMW now, which is a car?
Yes, it is. Now, I have to say, the old one was never as good to drive as it was to look at.
No, I know what you mean.
No, it wasn't. It was sort of baggy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there was never an M version. No. You know, it was all just, like, unexciting. But I'm hoping this new one is as good to drive as it looks, and it does look very good, even though it will struggle with its jumper.
Yeah, well, anyway, if I was looking for a new BMW Z4, actually, I'd have one of these, because this is the new Toyota Supra. I know, it looks phenomenal, and that underneath is basically a Z4, same engine and everything. Same
chassis. I mean, it is a Z4, but with that body. And that body, I have to say, looks amazing. And do you know the most amazing thing is? They're talking about a price between 40 and 60,000, which is much less than it looks like.
See, I think that is actually filling a gap in the market. There is a need right now for a mid-price sports car, because there really aren't many, if any.
There's the Audi TT-RS.
Yeah, well, that'll definitely take his jumper off like that, won't it? And then stow it in the overhead lockers. Tell you where the doors are. It is time to buy a 4-pack of chat. from the off-licence of debate on Conversation Street.
I
remember that one.
I enjoyed that one a lot. Anyway, Volkswagen, they've come up with a new, one-off racing car, all-electric, all-wheel drive. It's called the IDR. I've got a picture of it here. Now, what interests me about it is that there's a claim that it generates so much cornering force, it can cause the driver to black out.
Is that a good idea? A car that renders its driver unconscious?
Well, I mean, I just don't believe it. I know Kimi Räikkönen goes unconscious, but that's normally after the race in the hotel bar.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yes, it is.
That is Kimi's problem.
Well, the other problem with that is it's not lateral G that makes you go unconscious, is it? That's G from side to side. That's
Exactly.
Not really
Lateral
the
G is
issue.
what you get in a car, and it's where the blood goes from this, you know, and it can only got that, and I'm wide, but it only goes that far.
Yeah, exactly.
So in your head, you've got one bit, yes, it's a bit drowsy and blackouty, but the other side of your head, when you're going around a corner, is really alert, because it's full of
No,
blood.
it's more interesting than that, because different sides of your head do different things, don't they? So go that way and you'd be like, I want to be really precise and do science. Go this way, you'd be all creative. I just want to paint. Algebra. I just want to sing.
You know when motor racing commentators always talk about that car's got 5G going through that car, you think this means 5 lateral G.
Yes, exactly.
It's not the same 5G you get in a fighter plane when you've got the blood's going effectively from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet, which is a very long way. So your head empties, and that's when you do black out.
Yes, exactly. And it used to be alleged that Douglas Bader could pull tighter turns in his Hurricane than other pilots because he didn't have any legs, so the blood couldn't go into them. It stayed in his body.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently so.
Didn't that mean he'd just get a big stiffy?
Well,
Because all his... It's science! That is medical science!
right.
It is time for us to scrump an apple of chat from the orchard of intercourse, which is on Conversation Street.
That's so up your street. Right now, lots of people these days are buying old cars, and we think we can see why.
Yeah, because an old Jaguar E-Type or Alfa Spider is far more interesting to look at than any modern car, and it won't depreciate. In fact, it'll make you money.
Yeah, the trouble is, though, you get into your old car and it's crap.
Well...
He's absolutely right. We forget how terrible old cars were, really. I mean, if you go more than 40 miles an hour, the windscreen wipers part company with the windscreen.
Yes.
And the headlamps are like candles in jam jars.
Yeah, and the demister doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
And the heater doesn't.
No.
And everything else rattles and the brakes don't work.
Exactly.
It's old cars. They were...
I speak from experience. I've got a 40-year-old Ferrari, a 308, and it is, apart from all those things, it's catastrophically slow. You wouldn't believe it. I pull away from lights and people behind honk because they think, that's a Ferrari, that'll sit... Oh.
Yeah, they honk. Yeah. Doesn't that happen in any car you drive, Jim?
Yeah.
No. It's just...
Get out of the way!
Pretty much.
But it is unbelievable how,
It is
just
very
how
slow.
poor it is.
Yeah, no, but that's the exact point we're trying to make here. There are now loads of companies who will take an old car and then gently modernise it. I've got some examples here of what we're on about. There's this, which is the Singer Porsche. I'm obviously not very interested in that. These two are, but I couldn't care less. Then you've got the Eagle E-Type Speedster, one of the best-looking cars I've ever seen. That's an actual E-Type and one of the most beautiful to drive.
Yeah.
Absolute honey.
Yeah, there's a company in Germany now, and they are modernising lightly. Remember those old Mercedes Pagoda SLs?
Oh, yeah.
They're putting AMG engines in them.
What,
Yep.
That's
Have
got a
look.
modern AMG engine.
That has an AMG. Do you want to have a look at the engine?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Got another shot. Hang on. There it is. Look at that. That is a car.
No, I can see you like that.
Very, very much.
I've got something you'll like more.
Have you? Oh, my God.
That is an old 68 Dodge Charger. You used to have one, didn't you?
I did.
But someone has put in that a 1,000 horsepower modern-day Hellcat engine. I mean...
I need some time alone. It is now time for us to visit the headquarters of Chat & Company, who are, of course, based on Conversation Street.
Best one yet. Anyway, we begin with Dubai, in fact, because the first time I came here, which was only 20 years ago, It was like a small village. I was the tallest thing in it.
Were you?
Now look at it. It's unbelievable.
It's not that now, is it?
It is.
Staggering.
It is unbelievable, that. Do you know, this shirt is older than everything you can see out of that window.
James, that shirt is older than Carthage, mate. Look at it.
It is getting on a bit. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, a few years ago, when I first came here, there were virtually no motoring laws at all. I woke up one morning in my hotel, the hotel, there was only one, in the hotel thinking, how did I get back here last night? Looked out of the window, 2 wheel marks right over the ornamental roundabout. And in the flower bed, my Range Rover.
Jeremy, were you very tired when you parked it?
I was off my face with
Oh, okay.
tiredness.
Okay.
Barely able to concentrate. But it was an extraordinary free-for-all, which I bet it isn't now.
No, it really isn't now. There are now very many rules and many stiff punishments. I've got some of them here. Getting behind on the repayments on your car loan, you go to prison. Making rude gestures at other motorists, you go to prison.
Well, they're all just the things I did when I was 17, all of them every day.
I quite approve of that. I'm just thinking of all the things that you could be sent to prison for in Britain.
Oh,
if we run it properly.
conversation.
Very good
I like
conversation,
that.
isn't it? Here's one. Anyone who takes more than 5 seconds between getting in their car after filling up with petrol and driving off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean by-
Definitely.
What do they do?
It is now time for us to plant some daffodils of opinion on the roundabout of chat at the end of Conversation Street. Sorry.
That's the best thing that's going to come out of your mouth for the next 7 minutes.
Ouch! So, conversation, sticking with supercars. Many new ones have arrived recently, and we'll have one here. If you have a look, that is the Devil 16. Now, that has a 12.3-litre V16 quad-turbo engine. It's 2 Chevy engines glued together, and it has a top speed, according to the makers, of 320 miles an hour.
Really? 320?
What did I say?
Well, you can test that one, Hammond. 320?
That's what they say.
Anyway, look, if you don't fancy the Devil 16, you could try the IKEA Formula IF02 RDS, the Apollo Intense Emozioni, the Delara Stradale, the Aspark Owl.
What? Owl?
The Aspark Owl.
You can't call a car an owl.
The Ventus Sarth, the Arinera Husaria, the Mazzanti Avantra Mille Cavalli, and the Hennessy Venom.
No, I'm sorry, this is just ridiculous. Seriously, they're all new supercars.
They're all new supercars.
That's absurd.
And then from America,
Oh, God.
there's the Glickenhaus SCG 004S. And from Denmark, the Zenvo TS1 GT.
Right, we've got the idea. Every single person in the world has suddenly decided, you know, I can make a supercar myself.
Yeah, it looks that way, yeah.
The problem I've got with all of this is it's not like we're spoiled for choice already. I mean, you've got Ferrari, Lamborghini, you've got Bugatti, McLaren, Ford, even Audi.
Yeah, but what if you want a supercar with no heritage that's built in someone's shed? That's what you really want.
Yeah.
And that you can't get serviced
Exactly.
anywhere.
Does any car there appeal to anyone here? You'd all rather have a Lamborghini Performante than anything there.
So that's total failure for all those people.
Yeah, what you've just looked at there is 27 future bankruptcies.